everyone, my name is Brandy Madrano and today I'm going to be sharing with you a few items that I'm going to be decluttering from my makeup collection this year. In honor of spring cleaning, I decided to go through my entire collection and figure out what I could get rid of, maybe something that I've used up or stuff that I don't use at all. So this is going to be that video. As you can see, I have a whole box here full of things that I want to get rid of, either give away or just completely toss because it's trash or used up. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing, I'll go through my empties, so stuff that I used up completely. And the first thing that I'm going to show is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, or Continuous Setting Mist, sorry. And this I got at the beginning of the year. It was $10, I believe, and it worked fine. I didn't really notice it, so I'm probably just going to stick with my NYX matte setting spray just because I didn't really see that much of a difference. If anything, I found myself wanting the NYX setting spray more than I wanted to use this. So that will be the last time that I use it, probably for a while. So I'm getting rid of that. Next up is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof Mascara. It comes in this blue tube. It's kind of leaked out a little bit, I guess for me, like wiping the brush on the sides of the tube. And I like the packaging a lot, actually. I like that there's like little raindrops on it. And I do like the formula a lot as well. I love that it holds the curl of my lashes really well for like literally all day. But what I don't like is the brush, and it can tend to get clumpy after a few applications. This got dry for me really quickly, and it also was very easy to transfer from my lashes to the bottom lower lash line or even to the top lash line as well. So it looked really messy and smudgy most of the time. One thing that I've been using instead of this is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. It works just as well, if not better. The formula is not as thick as the Too Faced one. I do have issues with the transfer, just like I did with this one. But I mean, if I'm going to go through that anyway, I might as well pay, what, like a third of the price for it instead. They're both waterproof, which I love. But I am going to try a new mascara by NYX. I think it's called Worth the Hype. I ordered that just the other day because I want something that's cruelty-free as well. I'm trying to slowly make the move to completely cruelty-free products. So I'm going to be having to do more research on that just because, well, there are a lot of cruelty-free brands, but not as many as I had hoped, or like the brands that I had hoped. So that's what I'm going through right now. Another thing I'm getting rid of is this brush case right here. I got this brush set for Christmas. My dad bought it for me, and it was full of brushes, which I picked out my favorites, and I'm giving away the rest. But I really don't like cases like this just because I never use them. Once I take them out of the case, that's it. Like, I never touch it again. I have something here that I got from Morphe. I like to use this brush holder by Morphe. It's really pretty. It looks good like on my makeup station. The only situation with this is that it doesn't fit all of my brushes, so I like to keep like my bigger brushes in here. If I'm traveling, I'll obviously greatly reduce the amount of brushes that I take with me, so it'll fit all my brushes, which I like. But I mean, with the brushes that I have in here now, I try to close it and obviously it doesn't shut. But I mean, it does close to like this little rectangular cube shape, which I like because when I'm not using it, I can close it and it just looks cute like on my station. Versus this, like it doesn't look all that cute. It looks cheap. I like the brushes. I like the brushes a lot. It's just this case that I don't really need or want. The next empty product is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. This is in the color Stromboli, It was a tad bit light for me, but that's okay because I made it work with like bronzer and contour. But I really like this a lot. I just haven't repurchased it because it's pretty expensive. It's more than $40. I think it's either 42 or 45. But every time I went to Sephora to grab it, they never had my shade, and so I just decided to try something new. So I purchased the Anastasia foundation stick, which I'm wearing now, and I love it a lot. I know I've heard mixed reviews about it, but I love it personally. It works really well for my skin. It gives more of a natural finish that I like as well. So moving on. Along with the NARS Sheer Glow, I also have this Empty by NARS. It's the Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the color Custard, medium 1. And I love this concealer a lot. It is very thick and creamy, which I personally don't mind. If you crease easily, that's not going to be something that you want, obviously. But I like it a lot. I just don't like the price point, which is why I haven't repurchased it. What I'm currently using is the Kat Von D, what is it? It's a Kat Von D concealer that I found at Marshall's for like $6. So I'm trying to spend a lot less on makeup, if you haven't been able to tell. But it's kind of hard while also trying to be cruelty free. So I've been purchasing a lot from NYX for sure, a lot from Morphe. So those are my kind of go-to brands for now until I branch out and figure out what other really good brands there are that are also cruelty-free. The next empty is the Besame Brightening Violet Powder in Translucent. I like the finish of the powder. However, it is pretty light. I do have some still in there, but it's like basically empty. The other issue too is that it's a brightening powder, but it can be a little bit like flashback-y. So like that's what it looks like on my hand. I have a swatch there from something else, but that's what it looks like on the back of my hand. And obviously once it blends out, it won't look as stark, but it still gives off like that very white gray cast look, which I didn't really like for my makeup personally. I know that some people do like that, but I'm not one of those people, so I probably won't be repurchasing that again. My last empty that I've used up is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I was using this for a really long time, a few years. This was the last tube that I got, and I got it a while ago. It was empty a while ago too, but I just never threw it out. It had like a little bit scraped onto the sides, and so I kept telling myself that I would go and cut it open later and scoop out all the rest of the product and put it away. But I finally did that, and when I did, I used it for the first time in a really long time, and I did not like how it held my foundation, not my foundation. I didn't like how it held my eyeshadow up. I didn't like it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just didn't like how it, I didn't like it, okay? That's all. That's it. Like an hour after I had applied my eyeshadow, it started creasing already, and that may be because the formula is old. I never really had problems with it before, but I'm done with this. I'm just gonna toss it. So staying on the topic of eye primers, this is the NYX eyeshadow base in the color Skin Tone. So I tried this out only once. I hated it. My eyeshadow creased like literally immediately. I set it with a powder and everything. It creased immediately. I did not like it. But I do have very oily eyelids, so that could be why. But I didn't like it. I'm never going to buy it again. Next is eyeshadow. This is the Ulta Glitter Eye Top Coat in the color Fairy Princess. I've had this for at least 3 years now, and it's pretty messy, very crumbly, and not very pretty anymore. When I bought it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the prettiest thing ever. But that's when I was first like getting into glitter, and I was like, I need more glitter. So that's over that white powder. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't like it. It's a little too cool toned and frosty for me. But like I said, this is when I was first getting into glitter and eye makeup, and I was really excited to try out new things. But I didn't even take into consideration that this might not work with my skin tone, and it didn't. Also, it didn't stay like at all. I used the Too Faced glitter primer and I used the NYX glitter primer, and nothing worked. Nothing. So I'm just going to, I guess, give this away. I don't know, maybe 3 years is 3 years. That's a little too much, and I should just toss it. So yeah, that's what I'm getting rid of. Another eyeshadow that I'm getting rid of is the Color Tattoo Pure Pigment in the color Breaking Bronze. I've also had this for multiple years. I've had this longer than I've had the Ulta eyeshadow glitter. So maybe like 4 or 5 years now. I bought this because Megan Liz, I Heart Makeup 92, Megan Liz, she recommended these Color Tattoo pigments, and this was on sale, so I was like, oh my god, I have to get this right now. And it was really pretty. It still is really pretty, but I never use it. It's a copper tone, and the only reason I got it was because Megan Liz said she recommended it and it was on sale. So that's the only reason I got it. I have only used it like 2 or 3 times, if that, and it's really old, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Another thing that I'm getting rid of is this Wet n Wild Glitter Icon Color Icon Glitter Single, and this is in the color Brass. It is like a gold glitter, basically. I love the color. As you can see, I've never opened it. That's because I had another one. I bought 4 of these, 2 in silver, 2 in a gold, a pair for me and a pair for my mom. I used the silver one on my mom, and the very top layer is very beautiful, very pigmented, stunning. When you swatch it, it's beautiful. But once you get past that top layer of glitter, it's literally just jelly, like Vaseline essentially. And it doesn't stay, it creases almost immediately, and there is like no color payoff at all once you get past this top layer of glitter. And so for that reason, I'm giving it away. I doubt anyone will want it, but it's unopened, so maybe somebody will want it. I don't know, probably not though. The next eyeshadow product that I'm getting rid of is actually not even mine. It was my mom's. She loved it, I guess, because she panned 2 of the shadows, and the other 2 have quite a dip in them. So I'm guessing she used this a lot until about a few years ago. She started asking me to do her makeup for her, so she was using a lot of my products, obviously. And I don't really reach for this ever. The only reason I was keeping it was as a keepsake for my mother, but I know she wouldn't want me to hang on to something, especially if I hate it. She was always telling me to get rid of stuff, so I'm getting rid of this, and that's that. I've never used it, so I couldn't give you a review. But next is this Bite double-ended lipstick, and this is in the color Lingonberry and Tangerine. And these colors are something else. They are something else. Look at that. It's a mini. Looks like this. Very, very pigmented, but it's not matte. This is Lingonberry. It is a really pretty color, but I never ever use these colors ever. I don't usually tend to go for bright, bold lips. They're also like a satin kind of finish. Very pigmented. Color payoff is great. The only reason I'm getting rid of them is because I never use them. I got them when I was young. I got them because they were on sale. Just because something is on sale does not mean that you have to buy it. You're not going to be missing out on some deal of the century, I promise you. If it wasn't already on your wish list, don't buy it, because chances are you're not going to use it and it's just going to sit there in your collection and gather dust. Save your money, because you would essentially just be wasting your money versus getting value or a bargain for your money. You would simply be wasting it because you never use that product. So that's what I've learned the hard way, unfortunately, over the years. But anyway, this is what it looks like swatched. This is lingonberry and this is tangerine. Very bright, very pigmented. Not something that I usually go for. That's all I have. That's all I have for you for today. That's my empties. That's my decluttered products. That's my spring cleaning makeup collection edition. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Let me know that you liked it. Also, if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every now and then. That's about as true and real as it gets.